do have new houses coming here, working with some local developers. And, we hope to see by the end of 2022 maybe 10 redeveloped houses. These are houses that were abandoned, and we've got some folks that have taken some real interest that have the funds that have gone in. It's sort of like new construction. These houses, we just had one that was complete. I don't really know how much they paid for the house, but it just sold for like 170, which is excellent because it's like a new build. It's an affordable home, and it's beautiful. What it did for the town, it really fixed up a street, I guess you could say, and it's got the ball rolling on some other properties as well. We just had 2 new houses that were built, and they're already off the market. They've already sold, and that developer is going to be building a few more. I think about 6 or 7 in total. We met with some developers last week. We've got probably about 30 new homes over the next 2 years. For Iowa, that's great. For a small town, that's unprecedented for us because we need that. Our homes in Iowa, some of our homes are approaching 100 years old, the mill homes, and so we need a new inventory. The goal and the priority of the council for the last year or two has been really stress residential development. We think residential development is the key to commercial development. We're very focused on what will bring more traffic on Highway 81. The traffic count's key to commercial development. Our Jackson Mill property, we've got some other Highway 81 frontage that we want to see developed. We have a lot of Augusta traffic that travels through Iowa. Is at the Veterans Clinic down in Augusta. A lot of times these folks will write us nice letters and they'll say, we came through Iowa on our way, or we traveled through Iowa on our way to Augusta, and we found the town to be a very beautiful little charming town, and we rode through your square, or we did this, or they stopped at a restaurant, ate, they went and visited the museum, and then they always mention the lakes. Now the lakes are not inside the town limits, but they're just right outside the town limits, and they are a natural resource that is a great recruitment tool for the town because a lot of people recreate. People love fishing. People love to go to the lake, and if you go to Hartwell, you've got the dam that you can walk on, and it just makes you feel good. The natural resource of the water just makes you feel good when you're out, whether you're on a boat, whether you're just riding over the bridge, you look at the water, you just feel good about it. I think you have everything you need here. I think the idea is, you want to ride down 81 and see a big Walmart or a Food Line or whatever. That's great, and maybe one day in the future I was big enough to have that, but you're only 15 minutes from Anderson. You've got that there. So let's take care of what we have. We love our local establishments, and we want to do everything we can to strengthen them and keep them here for as long as they're willing to stay open. So the museum rain just completely destroyed the roof, and we had all kind of damage, and so the roof has been replaced. That is complete, and as we speak, we've got a company over ripping out the old carpet, and we'll be having new carpet installed within the next couple of weeks, and then we will begin the challenge of putting everything back in there and getting it back up and running probably mid-spring, first of summer. And I just want to thank the folks that have helped us. We had the county contribute. We had a private donation. The town contributed to the roof. That was a large expense for a small town, but we got that taken care of. Same thing with the carpet. We were able to get that done through a grant and with some small contributions from some folks. And so we've got new carpet going in, new flooring. The dime store project is coming along. The new roof will be going on it in just a few weeks. The building has had many uses. It was a furniture store. It was a funeral home. It was a grist mill. It was the Five and Dime. It was here, when the railroad and the depot was here. So we've talked about what are we going to call the building, and I think we've just decided we're just going to call it the Dime Store. That's going to be the name of it. That's what everybody refers to it as anyway. Right across the street is our Veterans Park. So we moved the flagpoles. We've got the plaza out there. So what's coming next is the huge memorial. We've got a 7.5-foot tall piece of granite coming in. And when I say piece of granite, it's a granite memorial. It's being worked on now, and we're hoping to have it delivered here by Memorial Day. This replaces the old memorial that was out there, and this will be black granite. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to have a lot of dignity and respect with it, and this will be a proper place to memorialize the soldiers from this area who died in different eras of the war. On Memorial Day, which is on a Monday, the day before on Sunday, we will have a program out there at 6:30. The program will be to dedicate the new marker. We want our American Legion folks there. We want to honor them and dedicate this back to them. And so there will be First Baptist Church Choir is going to come down and sing. We're inviting the whole community out. We're going to have that service take place at 6:30. I think you can consider that a sacred service because we're going to memorialize those soldiers. We're going to talk about what Memorial Day stands for. After that, though, we're going to have a concert with a band and we're going to have fireworks. We were able to obtain some grants to help with this, and we've had several businesses and organizations contribute to the Veterans Park through financial contributions so that we can make this really nice. So I think when everything's said and done, everybody's going to be very, very pleased with it. And it's going to be a good, proper place to have this for everybody to enjoy. So the weekend before this, I think it's 21st, 22nd, we'll have our Spring Express downtown, which is sort of like our Depot Day. It's just a spring version of our fall festival. We'll have about 50 to 70 craft vendors out there, food vendors. We'll have a car show as well, and we always invite folks to participate. Our spring festival, we don't charge vendor fees. We just invite people to come. We do want you to register so that we know how many folks are coming, but any local craft vendor out there, just give us a call. We'd love to have you come down. And then our summer nights concerts, which are every Thursday night, will start in May of this year. So that's going to run May through the end of October. And we have a variety of bands that come through and perform for us, and have line dancers out there. We thank our local sponsors as well for helping us fund this because we would not be able to do it without them. With our senior programs, they are back in full swing. We are still missing the program that the county was able to get a grant for about 2 years ago, the nutrition program. In Iva, you had 3 days a week where Meals on Wheels partnered with the county, and we had the seniors meet at our MAC Center Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Great social time, a meal, activities. I want to see that get back started, and so we're working on that. And I've been in contact with the county and the folks who I just that was such an important thing to our seniors. They meet once a month. We have line dancing classes once a week. Our antique body shop meets every day. But that program was so good because it did provide a meal. And then we have a widows group. We had a lady in the community who lost her husband several years ago, and she saw the need for widows to get together and talk about life. How, what kind of strength is with these women who have all lost their husbands, and what can they do to help each other? And so it's called the Circle of Hope, and they meet once a month. Our Revive Iva group, they're also doing well. They promote civic programs in Iva. Revive Iva is now called the Iva Community Improvement Association. They were the pioneers for redeveloping the town, the square, the gazebo. That all was back in the 80s. And as I've worked on the museum, I have seen all the grant documents, the applications. Those folks really, really worked, and we have a lot of gratitude for them. But they still meet, and then our Sunrise Seniors is our huge organization. So our spring sports are starting up with the Iva Recreation Association. We have our Iva ball field, and then the Parker Bowie Complex as well. And we're very proud of our recreation program. The guys who run that do an amazing job. They're dedicated. That's a full-time thing. It's an organization that we don't recognize enough. I mean, they do an outstanding job, and these are programs that kids will remember throughout their adult life. So it's very important that they have opportunities in their local cities and towns they'll remember forever. And I think the football coaches at the high school, the basketball coaches, they go out and scout these kids out. They're looking for talent. There's a lot going on all over the county. We're just very grateful for the energy that's in the county right now. I mean, I think all the cities are experiencing growth. All the cities are experiencing great things. I guess what we're going to be looking at next is sort of this unspoken thing that a lot of people don't talk about. But we have a lot of money coming down from from the federal government to the state for infrastructure, water, sewer, streetscapes. Those kind of programs are going to be, all those grant funds are going to be available. We're working with our engineers now to make sure that we're in on it as well. People like to see trees planted. They like to see nice sidewalks, but you got to have good water and sewer infrastructure. Roads have to be paved, and there's great opportunity right now for funding for us to apply for and get in on. I mean, West Carolina really takes care of Iowa. Outside of Iowa, though, you do have issues of broadband. In the city limits, we're very fortunate. We have the fiber optic cable. We have West Carolina has their office here in town, and so we're great partners with them, and we really are very fortunate. But right outside the city, you do have problems, and the county, I think, is working with West Carolina and their partners to provide broadband here, which is going to really make the county more attractable as far as recruitment, residential, industrial. That's a great thing, and we're glad to see that happen.